Monstress is a theatrical horror experience brought to you by our company, Flying V, and it follows the folklore around the Manananggal.
The Manananggal is a Filipino vampire, but instead of sucking blood, they actually eat the people and feed on people.
It's a story that I was told as a kid. It was very frightening.
During the day, Manananggals tend to be beautiful ladies, but at night, that's when they attack.
She splits in half, grows human-sized bat wings, and goes and feeds on her prey, flying around in the night.
Her diet of choice is typically unborn children.
So they prey on pregnant women. The reaction I get a lot is like, what?
You're about to.
Yeah.
So Dom, just because you're over there, can you give us a gesture to like point to the baby? About 2 years ago, we gathered a group of our designers to sort of treat this as a writer's room, and we started throwing around ideas, and through a lot of conversations, some of which were doing history and research about how did Filipinos come to the States? How were they treated? The 1904 World's Fair came up, and we started to think about what would it be like to imagine humans on stage and humans in captivity.
There's themes in there that we feed into this horror experience that include colonialism. My idea and Kelly's sort of idea behind this was, okay, so what if I was a babaylan and the Spanish colonizers came, called me a monster, said, this is witchcraft, hang her.
It's really an invitation to think about culture in the way that we see culture today versus how maybe it was before.
We're dealing with themes of child mortality, themes of abortion and violence and miscarriage. I think it's important for us to embrace the light and the dark parts of our history and where we fit in between.
You can sort of futz with your body, I think, like do whatever hunting you
Yeah.
want to do, but what's selling it in your head.
My calling, I would say, is physical theater and theater that has a lot of dance or movement in it. So to prepare to play the Manananggal, we did a lot of research.
There was a talk about just what clothes she would wear. She wouldn't wear any, which would then be a question of how do we approach nudity on stage in this space with this audience. And so I was looking at tattoos, pulling symbolism from Kalinga tattoo culture.
So I'm mixed, I'm white and Filipina. And yeah, sure, I've played Asians before, and I've played white people, and I've played people who can be whatever race. And this is the first time I've gotten to play someone who is Filipino. It's been meaningful to me, also just to work with a team that has a lot of Filipinos on it.
I get to not only work with a bunch of Filipinos and Southeast Asian readers and really start to cultivate that community.
Being able to do something I really love with folks who share the same identity as me and who understand the same language, love the same food, has been something that is so special to me personally.
But why is that so good?
I don't know.
Audience is a key part of the storytelling.
You as the audience member are invited to this zoological exhibit.
Like going to Jurassic Park and seeing a dinosaur feed. You're gonna come in, you're gonna witness a feeding.
From the moment that you walk in, you're talking to me or your tour guide, being guided through, you're allowed to ask questions about the mythology and the different pieces of Filipino culture that is presented to you.
We ask you to be a part of the story. We ask you to learn about the Manananggal. We ask you to sit down and put headphones on to witness a feeding in a terrarium.
This will be a different vibe. It will be much more intimate, only like 30 audience members per feeding.
I think if you really love horror stories, it's a really fun way to experience it.
The audience can expect to witness a feeding of a lifetime.
Show like
Manananggal. I'm the Manananggal.
Actually, this is a musical now. And I can come spinning around.
Half Eddie babies. Oh, I know.